Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to clarify something. Something that is still a deception, part of the lies. So stick with me because this one is going to, if you haven't followed me in the past, this one may rock your world. It may rock everything that you've been told. And we're talking about what people call negative energies. Somebody called me the other day and asked me to clear their house because they were asleep. They heard somebody at the door and nobody was there, but they were dreaming it. Okay. They had one of these energies in their house that I cleared. And they asked me, why do they keep showing up? Where are they coming from? I do all these things. I light candles. I burn sage. I have calming music on, whether it be Christian music or just meditative music or whatever. I do that all day long. Why do these things show up? It's not an external thing. It's an internal thing. These beings, if you followed me for a while, you may have heard me talk about the sandboxes. God's sandbox, Satan's sandbox. Everything is love. They're angels, just like Archangel Michael and the other, just the angels. The good angels. And this is why I told them, I said, this is why we think of them as negative. Because they're there to shine the light on the dark part of you that you don't want to see. Some people refuse to see it. That's why they keep showing up. I can clear them all day long, but until you do the inner work, they're going to keep showing up because you're not doing what they're here to help you do. You know, when you're in a place of love and you're in a happy place, and you don't even think about it, but there are angels there that are helping you, that are bringing you more things to smile about. You know, I just see like a bird landing and playing chirping a beautiful song, or a butterfly flying by. And it just brings you more happy. That's what those angels are doing. When you're in a place where you have something that you still need to clear, whether it be a fear, a limiting belief, a judgment, a feeling, whether it's a guilt, a shame, a lack, whatever, they're there. Those angels are there to help shine the light and help you with those things. It doesn't matter how much sage you burn in your house. It doesn't matter how many candles you light. It doesn't matter, because that's all external. It's the internal frequency that's bringing these angels in. For some of you, they may be showing up even more now because they're really trying to get you to evolve to a higher frequency. And this is the time to do it. Just this past couple weeks, I've had 2 friends call me and say, Pam, what in the world? Why do I have this going on? Why do I have this attachment? And I have these conversations with them, and it is hard to wrap your brain around because we've been so geared to think that they're negative, they're evil. But once you understand why they're here, I understand why they're here. So when it happens, because I'm not perfect, I'm human. I still have times where I get angry or I go into judgment. And they may show up for me, but it is to remind me of, oh, by the way, you went here. So I'm here to remind you of that. So I send them gratitude. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for shining the light on this behavior I need to still clear, still work on. So if they're showing up for you, again, yes, I can clear them all day long. But until you clear the low frequency, the low vibration, until you bring that to light within you, they're going to keep showing up. Another one will show up because you're carrying this low frequency within you. So, and I have to tell you, another friend of mine called me and she's like, Pam, I know I have an attachment. I don't know what I did. I went out in my yard and boom, something happened. I can feel it. So I cleared it and we had a session, and she was she was having a hard time wrapping her brain around the fact that they are love. They love you as much as God does because they are God. Just like the happy angels. They're doing a job just like the happy angels. But once we did this session and she saw what it was that was bringing these things, she called me a couple of days ago. She's like, I cannot thank you enough. There is not, she said, what I paid you, she said, is priceless compared to how it shifted my life. She said, I can't even believe the person that I am. She said, things come out of my mouth I don't even recognize because it's a completely different thing. She said, it's amazing. But because we cleared the frequency, the belief that she had, the energy went away, her mindset shifted, and she's in a completely different place. And it is such a blessing to see. So whatever you've got going on, this is literally the time to clear it, because the energies that are coming in, they're fast paced, they're fast moving, call them demons, I'm not saying there are not evil things here. They are just less than love. But the angels, what you call negative entities, it's just a negative. It's a negative because it's a lower frequency thing that it's trying to help you fix, trying to help you see, and not from a place that you're broken. I had one of my very first sessions where I cleared these things, like literally, because then I finally knew what I was doing. I've been clearing these things like forever, but one of my first sessions, this woman was in tears. She's like, Pam, I don't understand why these things are happening to me. We did a session. When I realized it was one of these beings, she was carrying a guilt. She hadn't told anybody. She had had an affair on her husband. She felt guilty. She had been carrying this weight for years. The guilt and the shame behind that is what brought this thing to her. As soon as we cleared it, the energy went away. And she called me weeks later and she was like, "Thank you." She said, "I feel so much better. Before I went out there, she saw no hope. She thought her life was just, she was in tears." Then she was happy. She finally saw hope. So if they're there for you, yes, we can deal with it, but they're there for a reason. It's not something to be afraid of. They're there to look within you. What is it that I believe, that a behavior that I've got, whatever it is, something that's keeping you stuck, keeping you unhappy, keeping you from achieving the life that you came here to live. Literally, these beings are there to help you get there. I know that's hard to wrap your brain around, and I know some people just will refuse to believe this. And that's up to you. But once you once you fill that dark place in you with love, that negative energy you've taken that job away. It doesn't have to stay there and like pick at you. Really, because that's all it's doing. It's like, hello, you need to work on this. Hello, I'm here to show you that this is a belief system that you need to get rid of. It's holding you back. This is a past trauma. It's in the past. Let it go. That's why they're there. When you let it go, when you heal the belief system, whatever, it's done its job. And then we can send it away. So anyway, I hope this helps you. If you're having an issue, let me know. Reach out to me. That's what I do. Not many people want to deal with this stuff. That's one of my gifts. That's why I'm here. One of the many reasons I'm here. So anyway, have an amazing day. I send you so much love. And I hope this helps you. I hope this sheds light on whatever you're dealing with. Again, it's not a bad thing. You think it's a bad thing because it's something that you're having to deal with that's unpleasant. Nobody likes to look at those places within them. That's where doing the shadow work, that's why it takes, most people don't do this. Most people don't do the shadow work. Most people they don't own it, own up to their behavior. They just keep repeating the behavior. And then therefore the energies keep coming back or stay there. And sometimes your situation might get pretty rough because they came in gently. They came in and they were like, we're here. You didn't get it. So they amp it up to, and sometimes they have to get, or sometimes they do get pretty in your face. They're trying to get your attention. That's all that is. They don't mean you harm. So they love you. They love you. That's why they're here. You didn't come back to be punished. You came back to learn and to grow and evolve. We all have a journey. They're here to help you, just like the angels that you enjoy having around. So anyway, have an amazing day, and we will talk later.